Hey guys, it's Swimpy, and today we're going to be looking back on the Switch generation. With the reveal of the Switch 2, I found myself looking back on the Switch generation and appreciating how Nintendo cooked. With the constant flow of games and hype, Nintendo was able to make a comeback like it was 28-3, and now they are as popular as ever. If you're watching this video, you probably already know how the Wii U desecrated Nintendo from 2012 to 2017, but let's look back just in case you're living under a rock. Basically, they revealed the successor to the Wii in 2011, showcasing the same games from the Wii just in HD, and focusing pretty much only on the Wii U gamepad, barely showing the console itself. They tried to re-reveal it at E3 2012, but they made the system look lame as hell with almost nothing to reveal really, and it lacked a gimmick that would sell systems. The console itself launched in 2013 with New Super Mario Bros. U, which was virtually the same Wii version. They also had Nintendo Land, which is admittedly a cool game that showed off the gamepad well, but it was no Wii Sports, so they kind of failed in that aspect. But the whole system was confusing, and there were no real system sellers. The games were good, but consisted of a linear-ass 3D Mario game, and no Zelda until the console literally died. The console also lacked third-party support, and went through many droughts of no games or fucking Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival. This led to Project NX getting name-dropped in 2015, and then the wait began. Months passed with no word, and it took over a year for the NX to finally be revealed, until it was finally revealed in October 2016, when they randomly dropped a trailer showing off the newly coined Nintendo Switch. And in this trailer, they showed a new Mario game, Breath of the Wild, a Mario Kart 8 port, and this made the system look refreshing. When people saw the gimmick of the Switch, which is the ability to take it on the go and dock it to a TV, everyone understood that. It's pretty self-explanatory. Even your mom. This was just the beginning of a legendary reveal to release window. After this reveal, they announced a presentation for January 2017, which we'll jump right into. Those 3 months between the reveal and the presentation felt way too long, and everyone was hyped discussing what the system could entail, as well as the most important part, the games. I remember watching YouTube videos speculating what the new 3D Mario game could be. Fast forward to the day of the presentation, and it was amazing. They showcased the system, along with the modes you can play in, these modes being tabletop, handheld, and TV mode. They also showed off the Joy-Cons with cool tech like an IR camera, which this piece of shit never really got used besides some bullshit that no one cares about. The system was priced at $299.99 USD and was not region locked. This itself was hype, but then they showed many games. They showed off the Switch's version of Wii Sports, being 1-2 Switch, which was more tech demo feeling than Wii Sports, and it wasn't even bundled in the system. To this day, we still don't understand what the hell Nintendo was thinking with this game, but it didn't matter. We got a cinematic trailer of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and it revealed that it would launch alongside the Switch on March 3rd, 2017, which killed any chances it had on the Wii U. People saw it as a Switch game, and that's what I personally consider it as. They showed off Mario Odyssey, which was a return to the open sandbox style of Mario games. It looked amazing, but it's no Galaxy 2. They also revealed that Mario Kart game scene in the reveal was in fact Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which included Mario Kart 8 is DLC alongside new characters and a revamped battle mode, because that was one of the biggest complaints of the original game. This made it look like the best Mario Kart experience at the time. They also showed off third-party titles with developers glazing the Switch like it was LeBron James himself.
Hear me? Hit the rollie, start with the rollie on. Who was our getaway car, Jag portfolio? You hear me? Hey, I heard I had some sneak dissers. Whoever feeling hot, that AR got a heat sensor.
We got the 37th port of Skyrim, but it was still nice to see third parties on board with the system. We also saw Splatoon 2, the sequel to one of the few games that made the Wii U worthwhile. Overall, this presentation was a breath of fresh air and one of the last live demonstrations we would see, and most likely it signaled the end of the era, especially with E3 no longer existing at the time of writing this video. Fast forward to the day of the new era, March 3rd, 2017. It was crazy. The system was basically pre-order only and impossible to find. I remember by the end of the month, Breath of the Wild on Switch sold more than Switches themselves. People pre-gamed the Switch like it was a party or some shit. Nintendo felt like they got their finesse back. And over the next few months, we got cool-ass indie games on the eShop. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe released and sold like hotcakes. I remember I got my Switch for my birthday with Mario Kart and 1-2 Switch, which sparked my hatred for this quote-unquote game. The next day, I used my birthday money, thank you mom, and bought Zelda and a Pro Controller. I wasn't prepared for the game Zelda would be. Seeing Link walk out of the Cave of Resurrection cemented the fact that I would love the game. I liked Zelda before, but this game made me a true fan. Nintendo capitalized on the hype of the Switch with an amazing E3 2017 presentation, showing off titles like Fire Emblem Warriors, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and untitled Kirby and Yoshi games that look simple but fun. They also announced Metroid Prime 4, but that's like announcing that I graduated college. It has not happened yet. They also showed Rocket League, which was a popular third-party game, but the highlight of the show was Super Mario Odyssey, which revealed that you could throw Mario's hat to add to your movement, as well as use it to capture enemies, which effectively replaced power-ups. This was a huge shake-up to the Mario series, and felt as big for Mario as Breath of the Wild was for Zelda. This presentation made everyone lose their shit, and it's one of the most memorable E3 shows for me. In September, they had a direct where they revealed Kirby Star Allies and Yoshi's Crafted World, which looked great. Although Yoshi's Crafted World looked a little less special compared to Yoshi's Woolly World, and Kirby Star Allies was a part of the Return to Dreamland series, these games were still hype. Other third-party games were shown, but I forgot to mention, Nintendo dropped ARMS, their new IP that seemed cool, but never took off due to a lack of content. Basically, you would just hop in an arena and box people, and that was it. No special modes, no Nintendo flair. They had cool looking characters, but that was pretty much it. As the year came to an end, people were playing Mario Odyssey, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and the year ended as soon as it began. This capped off what many believe to be the best year of the Nintendo Switch, and one of the best years Nintendo had in general. The Switch solidified itself as a solid game console, but was Nintendo able to keep this momentum? They did. Alright, I am switching up the format now. Get it? Switch it up.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I don't want this video to be 15 years long, so let's get into the highlights of the Switch era. Starting off with Smash Bros. This game was shown off in early 2018 with a cinematic trailer announcing a new Smash game existed, along with the newcomer being the Inklings, which was Nintendo's newest successful IP. We had to wait until E3 2018 to see it again, but damn, that was worth it, as Nintendo announced the title being Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and something I still can't believe happened. Everyone is here. That's right, they announced every fighter ever would return, like Snake, Pichu, and Young Link being some standouts. But that wasn't insane. Every game before dealt with roster cuts and big surprises that surely wouldn't return again, but they all did. They also showed off a trailer for Ridley, arguably the most wanted character in Smash to represent Metroid games. He was requested for a long ass time, but the developers said he was too big, but they did it anyway. The release date was announced as December 7th, 2018, and the wait began. Before the game was released, they showed off more characters like King K. Rool, another fan favorite request, since many loved the rare era of Donkey Kong, so this was amazing to see. They also showed off Simon Belmont, which was a cool third-party rep, and they ended with Incineroar from Pokemon Sun and Moon, and Isabelle from Animal Crossing, which they announced a new title for that series at the same time. The game got DLC, which added to the hype cycle, but that's a topic for another day. This game was so huge that to this day people are arguing if it could even be succeeded with how crazy the whole game was. Now, we get into the dark age of the world, since a certain virus pulled up to kick some ass. However, right when lockdowns began, Nintendo dropped Animal Crossing New Horizons, which came out at the perfect time, and this almost didn't happen because the game was delayed from 2019 to 2020. They made it come out at the right time. The game was fucking huge and was literally everywhere. It was a simple game where you can go outside and touch grass and build up your own island, and it's just what everyone needed as they were now stuck at home all day. This gave people a sense of community when it was sorely needed. I didn't play too much of this game, but I understand why it became a juggernaut. The game propelled the Switch into Wii status sales-wise. This gave Nintendo the boom they needed when the new Xbox and PlayStation were coming out. Animal Crossing went from a semi-niche series to one of Nintendo's heavy hitters, which was great to see. Throughout 2020, it was rumored that Nintendo was chefing up some 3D Mario remakes for its 35th anniversary. Damn near the whole year went by before Nintendo finally held a Super Mario Direct, where they finally showed it. An upscaled collection of 3D Mario games including Mario 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy. This was a little underwhelming, but it's still crazy to get all these games on the Switch. But there was a sour note from this announcement, as Nintendo said these games would be a limited release until March 2021, where it was then purged from shelves and the eShop. This was not cool, but you know what was? Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury. A remake of the Wii U gem with a cool ass open world mode and a pissed off Bowser. And a kaiju cat Mario fight. That was tough as hell. In 2023, we got two huge titles for the system, Super Mario Wonder and Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Breath of the Wild got a sequel this year, but man, this bitch was in development hell. It was shown off in E3 2019 and kept getting delayed until we finally got it in 2023. It featured the same open world with new sky islands and the depths, which gave returning players something new to do. However, it is seen as subpar compared to Breath of the Wild. However, I feel this is just because Breath of the Wild was so groundbreaking, and it would have been nearly impossible to top. However, it was still an amazing game. Same thing with Mario Wonder, as it was a fresh and bold take for 2D Mario coming off of the new Super Mario Bros. Series, which was just generic Mario slop. Still fun, but it felt like they made the same game every time, with little to no new features. They felt like a remix. This game switched that formula heavy with many new characters, a new and expressive art style, and LSD. They added fucking acid to Mario where he trips and the stages go apeshit. This was a fun and new gimmick, and this left 2D Mario with a bright future. Now, I could have touched on every single detail, but that would have been boring. I just wanted to highlight why I think the Switch became so successful, alongside with some of my experiences with games. Overall, the Switch showed that Nintendo still had the creative spark that made millions of fans of the company. The Switch had great marketing, a new gimmick that people wanted to buy, and one of the best console libraries of all time. This era cemented the fact that Nintendo's here to stay and allowed them to expand into movies and theme parks. This era was full of many hype cycles, and it overall saved Nintendo from the failure that was the Wii U. I hope you enjoyed my retrospective on the Nintendo Switch, and let me know down below if I was glazing this, John, or am I right in stating it's one of the best systems of all time. Thanks for watching, comment, like, and subscribe if you want to see more. Bye.